If you want to have a say in the future of the country's electoral system, it's imperative you take part in the Electoral Reform public participation process. This is a message from the Electoral Reform Panel to South Africans. Over a period of 3 months, the panel has received 350 written submissions from civil society organizations, political parties, both represented and unrepresented in Parliament, independent candidates, academics, and ordinary citizens.
This doesn't only speak to political parties. We're really pleading with every South African to please come out, especially the citizens. When you also come out to the provinces, please do come out. I know it sounds like a technical subject, but the way we have simplified it and the way it is going to take place, it's going to be okay for people to participate, even though they might not know everything about electoral system. Just making your input. What is it that you like? What frustrates you? What irks you? What is it that you want to see? These values that are in the discussion document, are going to be very helpful in terms of formulating what it is that our South African fellow South Africans are actually saying.
However, out of the 18 political parties represented in Parliament, only 8 parties made their submissions to the panel. The panel has called on unrepresented parties as well as independent candidates to make their inputs.
For political parties, for instance, let's just make an example. We have 2 days for them. They're not necessarily in succession. As I speak now, there's one that is running for political parties that are represented, that contested and are represented in Parliament. The invitation went to those that made submissions. We only had 8 responses out of all the parties that are represented in Parliament that made their written submissions. But nothing stops the other parties to come on board.
Part of the submissions that were made to the panel focused on electoral systems which promote accountability and inclusivity.
The values that people are expressing, accountability. Oh my God, accountability ranks the highest. Accountability ranks the highest. And then the other one comes next to it that we saw not so much was inclusivity. But I think it's important to also understand that these values that our people are expressing come in different forms, right? Inclusivity, for instance, it comes in the sense that in as much as people want an inclusive kind of electoral system and they want to be included, they also is an expression of being careful that we don't lose the gains that we already have with the current system. For instance, proportionality.
The discussion papers are published on the Department of Home Affairs website. Starting early next year, a public participation roadshow in all 9 provinces will begin, where additional perspectives on electoral reform will be solicited. By the 29th of May next year, the panel is required to submit a report to the Minister of Home Affairs for tabling in Parliament. Natasha Piri, SABC News, Johannesburg.